Hello everyone and welcome back to Tea Time with Aloha and Coco. I'm Vicky. If you are new around here, don't forget to click the subscribe button down below to be part of the Tea Time family. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Vicky. If you are new around here, my channel is dedicated to Disney, DIY, travel, and making everyday magical. I'm a mom of 2 little girls, and I love to make simple everyday things magical experiences. I love to celebrate everything about life, and I love to do so alongside both of my little girls. So if you're a parent, or you love to travel, or you love Disney, theme parks, Universal, and crafts, this is the place for you. Anyways, today I'm going to give you a full-blown tour of the Symphony of the Seas. One of the things that I love about traveling is to be able to discover new places, but I love doing it on cruise ships. I love cruising. I've had wonderful experiences. I just think it's a city above water, and to be able to take this vessel and travel all over the world where you know that you can come back to it, I don't know, it brings me joy, and I love to share that with you guys. Now, I know a lot of you guys have reached out to me when I post videos of cruising, or just friends and family in general, and they say, I've had a less than desirable experience cruising, and I'm here to basically showcase to you guys that not all cruises are created equal. There's so much opportunity for fun and adventure on cruising, which is why today's video is dedicated to a full-blown tour of the Symphony of the Seas, an Oasis-class ship from Royal Caribbean's fleet. I already did a full-blown tour of the Oasis of the Seas, but today it's going to be the Symphony. I want to showcase everything to you guys, every deck, every floor, every restaurant. So without further delay, let's jump into the video and get started. Let's see what the Symphony of the Seas has to offer. Let's go. So let's start our tour on deck 4. There's 2 other decks. Deck 2, which is the medical facility. So if you need a doctor, you could go to deck 2. And then there's deck 3. Deck 3 has 2 purposes. It is the gangway, which is where you port the ship and you're able to get on and off when you reach a port. And it is also the first floor for the royal dining room, which is where you have dinner and sometimes breakfast. So just keep that in mind. I was also told that in this specific ship, the Symphony of the Seas, deck 3, the royal dining room, is where you can get your breakfast or your brunch. So you're not going to be able to get it on deck 4 or 5. Keep that in mind. Now let's get started with deck 4. As you can see on our left-hand side on deck 4, we have Casino Royale, the non-smokers area. There is a bigger casino, and it is for smokers, and it has a beautiful bar and everything. But if you don't want to be in an area where there is lots of smoke, this is the place for you. Then directly behind us, you have the Royal Theater. They have beautiful productions here. One of my favorite shows of all time takes place on the Symphony of the Seas, and it's called Flight. If you haven't seen it, or you're going to be on board, you definitely have to snag some sort of reservation for that because it's incredible. Right here we have the attic. The attic is a location for dance parties, club life. They have art auctions here, and they have comedy shows. So this is one of those nightlife spots on board the Symphony of the Seas, and really most Oasis class ships. As soon as you step foot out of the attic, you have a very cool club. Now this is the Crown Lounge. This is for Crown and Anchor members. So if you're a Diamond member or anything like that, you will be able to notify yourself, or you're able to see it because it's on your room key. And this is a lounge specifically for you. This is a great little spot if you're trying to get some work done. You're on the ship, but you got to get back to it. This is the spot. They always have refreshments. They have coffees and teas and snacks, and they have computers. So if you have to do a little something before you get back to the fun, this is the place for you. It's so peaceful and serene and tranquil. You will love it there if you need to use it. Then we have Studio B as soon as you exit that lounge. Studio B is home for all of the ice skating shows. Absolutely spectacular. But what you don't know is that they also have open skating sessions. So you could take your little ones, the whole family, you guys can skate. You do need reservations, but you can do standby as well. And they even offer laser tag. This was by far one of our favorite activities to ever do at the ice skating rink. You also need reservations for this, but they also have a standby line. So just keep that in mind when you're making your reservations for activities on board. Now we're going to go ahead and head on over to Casino Royale. This is the big casino, and it has two ways to come in. So we're going through the right, but there was also an entrance through the left, both sides of Studio B. In the hallways that lead to Casino Royale, this is called Park West. This is an art gallery, and these are some of the paintings that they use for their art auctions over at the attic, like I mentioned before. But this is just a great little spot. I love to take my girls through here, and we love to talk about concept art. We love to see who painted what. It's my little way of exposing them to art and for them to see and interpret art their way. So I love this. It gives me a little opportunity to teach them. A lot of the artists are local, and a lot of them are actually from Florida and Miami, which I was surprised with, but it's a great opportunity for learning. So if you want to take advantage of this, take your kids there and just teach them about the art. Now we're heading into Casino Royale. And this is the casino. They have a bar here. They have machines, slots, poker, blackjack, everything is here. And they only open when we are sailing. They're not allowed to open while we are port parked at a location. So just keep that in mind. If you're planning on going to the casino, you're only able to attend once we are sailing. Right here, as you can see in front of us, we're currently at the aft of the ship, which means we are in the back side of the ship, all the way behind the ship. So here we have the main dining room. Now I said that on deck 3, you can find floor 1. This is deck 4, and right above us is deck 5. You can get your dinner here every single night. It's absolutely complimentary. And then as soon as you step out, you're going to see that right next to you, you have Izumi. Izumi is a hibachi and sushi restaurant. And of course, keep in mind that Izumi is a specialty restaurant, so you do have to pay. There's another video I share with you with all of the food on board the Symphony, both free and that you have to pay for. So just keep your eyes peeled for that video. It's going to be great to be able to kind of compare and see what you can eat, what you want to spend money on, etc. Anyways, we're on deck 5 now. Deck 5 is probably my favorite. We're still on the aft of the ship, which means we're still on the back side of the ship. And this is the main dining room. This is the last floor. Remember, we said that there was one on deck 3, 4. Now this is 5. On deck 5, you have the Royal Promenade. This is the party area. This is where you can find everybody. I love the Royal Promenade. As soon as you step foot onto the Royal Promenade, you're going to see a lot of things. You're going to see port and shopping. That's a little desk, and we're reaching it right here. You can get any information you want on that there. We also have Voom on the opposite side. That's the internet. You could purchase internet, and you have it throughout the ship. Right on the right hand side, we have the Bionic Bar. This is where robots make you your drinks. Super cool spot. You also have to pay for that. Now we're going to move on over to the little shopping areas. There's a lot of shops on board, and this is one of them, Regalia Watch Shop. These are fine watches. They have everything from Rolex to Invicta. They have a ton of options there that you could purchase. They also have a guest services. Guest services is your best spot if you have questions on anything that's going on from your room to reservations, whatever, you could go there. And this is the Rising Tide Bar. This is a bar that starts on deck 5, and it's an elevator that takes you up to deck 8. And that happens every hour on the hour. And over on our left-hand side, this is Cafe Promenade. Cafe Promenade is open 24/7. The only time that they don't have something on the shelves is where they're transitioning from breakfast items over to dinner items, and that happens very, very early in the morning, the wee hours of the morning. They also have coffees that you can select from and drinks you can select from. The coffees and the teas and some of these Starbucks products, they do cost money, so make sure that you're aware of that. I always like to get my iced mocha from here. It's delicious, and they always have pastries and breakfast sandwiches and wraps, and they're free. Any food items are free. Over here, we have Picture This up top, and that's the photo gallery. We have The Collection, which is a store that offers secondhand designer bags and clothes. Next Cruise, which is where you can book your next cruise. And we have here The Shop. The Shop is a little store where you can purchase souvenirs, t-shirts, magnets, mugs, Boardwalks, things like that. There's other cruise ships where the shop is way, way bigger. I think that this is a good size because there's really not much besides souvenirs there. And now we've hit Sorrento's. Sorrento's is a pizza spot. It's open daily from 11:30 in the morning all the way until 3 in the morning. So it's a great spot to pick up a little midnight snack. I will let you know, however, the last day that you're sailing, which is that day before you arrive home, that's the only day that they close at 2 in the morning rather than 3 in the morning. But again, I have a full video dedicated to all the food on board so you can get an idea of what they offer and all of that fun stuff. But just take a look at all this pizza and it's absolutely free. Up next, we have Copper and Kettle. This is like an Irish pub almost. They have live music at night and it's a great little hangout spot. I don't usually go here because I'm not a drinker at all, but it's a great little spot if you enjoy a nice little cocktail. Now here we are at Port Merchants. This is where you can find alcohol, bottles of wine, liquor. A lot of the times people purchase these things here and then they take it home as like a souvenir. They like to commemorate their trip with a nice bottle. So this is there for you. Right across from Port Merchants, you have the Regalia Fine Jewelry Store. This is necklaces, rings, bracelets, very nice quality things there. And connected on the inside to Port Merchants, which means all you have to do is cross, is Solera. Solera is a beauty store. They have beauty products, they have skincare products, they have perfume, makeup. I mean, they have everything that you would need. So if you're looking for a last minute item, forgot your perfume, ran out of something, they usually have everything here. And it's very decently priced for it being a cruise ship. Now you can see all of these round wooden tables. These turn into pop-up shops whenever we're sailing. So you can get Invicta watches, you can get custom bracelets, made necklaces, etc. This is a great shopping area while we're sailing. Up next, we are on air. Or we are at On Air. This is a great spot for karaoke. They have 2 sessions of karaoke daily, and that's family karaoke and adult karaoke. They also host little game shows and trivia here every now and then. They even have little like family-led coloring sessions here. So if you like to relax and color, they have that here as well. But besides that, you really don't see much action going on. They do have a bar, so if you're listening to someone sing, you could grab a little drink, make it a little fun. Up next, we have Starbucks. Starbucks is at again, deck 5, and they have a lot of options for food. However, they don't have a heat press. Everything they have at Starbucks, you have to pay for. It's like a regular Starbucks, but just pretend that their heat machine is broken because they can't heat anything for you. Now we are at Boleros. Boleros is a salsa spot. They have music playing very gently throughout the day, but at night they bring in a full band and it gets really, really good. Now let's head on over to deck 6. Deck 6 is home to 2 things: the Vitality at Sea Spa and Fitness Center and the Boardwalk. Let's take a look inside of the actual fitness center, the gym. Now, before you walk into the gym, there's a little area that you can pick up smoothies and order some drinks, some protein for your workout. But once you get in, you either take a right or a left. The right-hand side would be to go to the spa and the left-hand side would be to go to the gym. Now, this is all the gym. I have never seen a more impeccable gym in my life. My husband says that it is so clean, and the best part is that you're able to get a great workout in because they have so many options. And the best time to go is either at 6 in the morning when they open or when everyone is at port because it's completely empty. Now, there is an option for you to run laps. You just have to go down a set of stairs. And once you get all the way down, it wraps around the ship and you can take laps all around. Now, by going down this set of stairs, you went from deck 6 to deck 5. So this is what it looks like. It's a beautiful space and I love how everything is decorated. They have really cool quotes and motivational posters up. So you just keep going and you keep pushing and you don't waste time, which is what I like. I like that you have motivational quotes keeping you going. And it's a beautiful spot. And then whenever you see this right here, wow, amazing. So again, you can just do all of your laps right here. I'm going to go inside because I'm going to go back up to deck 6 where we were originally. So we're going to go ahead and take these stairs right back up, and it should lead you to the front part of the Vitality Spa. Had I gone around the whole ship and ended up on the other side, if I would have gone up to deck 6, it would have been the Boardwalk, but I didn't make it too far. So now we are back at the Vitality Spa, and what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to go ahead and walk across all of the rooms so that we can go ahead and go to the Boardwalk section. So we've made it to the other side of the ship. And as soon as you get there, you're going to see that beautiful entrance for the Boardwalk. But before we get there, I want to show you picture this photo studio. So this is where you would go to purchase your pictures from your entire cruise. Now, I know that if you've been cruising before, you remember those big walls with all the pictures and you would have to like look for yours and determine whether or not you want it. Well, that's gone. Now they actually have these beautiful screens. You wave your room key in front of it and all of your pictures pop out and you can order your pictures right there. Super simple. They also have shore excursion pads here. So you can go in and you can book your shore excursions, and there's always somebody there to assist you if you want to book a shore excursion. Shore excursions are basically tours or activities that are happening in the locations you're going to. So if your ship is taking you to Jamaica or Curacao and there's like I don't know, rafting or zip lining, this is where you can reserve those things. Then they have a loyalty desk and the Schooner Bar. The Schooner Bar has live piano playing daily, and they also host a couple of trivia activities here. They have a bar as well. It's another one of those hangout spots you to just chill, relax. Not familiar too much with this location, meaning I don't really go there and visit it often. But when I do, it's usually for a little scavenger hunt or a trivia activity. Anyways, as I told you, you can spot the beautiful Boardwalk sign. This is a great spot for families. If you're a parent and you're going to the ship, just be mindful that you're going to spend a lot of time at the Boardwalk because it has a whole lot, not just for kids, but for families too. As soon as you step onto the Boardwalk, you feel like you're in a carnival. They have in the center all the developmental pieces of a carousel horse. You see it from like the block of wood all the way until the very end. And look at who I spotted, my girls and my husband. I told you this is a family spot. I didn't even know they were there. They have a whole bunch of carnival games as well. And this is the dog house. This is a place where you could go get hot dogs. It's absolutely free, so take advantage. They're open every day from 11:30 to 6 p.m., I believe. And you could get coleslaw and some potato salad. And they have a whole bunch of hot dog, like different types. So you're going to have a great time with that, especially if your kids love that. They have a beautiful carousel, which is almost like the little crown of the promenade. Of the Boardwalk. We're at the Boardwalk, Vicky. We're at the Boardwalk. This place is phenomenal. They also have an arcade. Now, if you're going into the arcade, just be mindful that you're going to spend quite a penny here. You're going to drop a little bit of money because the kids love this section. And every time I go, I find myself paying a whole bunch to play these games. But the kids have a good time. They have skee ball. They have claw machines. They have Super Mario, dance challenge. They have a whole bunch of games. But yeah, it is connected directly to Playmakers. As you can see, you see some tables here and booths. This is directly connected to Playmakers, which is right past these doors. Playmakers is a restaurant. It is a specialty restaurant, which means you do have to pay, but it is a sports bar. So you have wings, you have beer, you have games. You can watch all of the major games that are being aired on TV. They air them here. It's just a great spot if you have a husband or a significant other who loves sports. This gets really, really, really good, especially if there's good games playing. If you're in a season of a particular sport, oh my God, I've seen so many people come with jerseys and they just have a really good time here. Again, this is fully broken down in my all the food you can eat on Symphony of the Seas video. So be on the lookout for that. I break this down, talk about cost, everything. Anyways, so we're done here at Playmakers. Now I'm going to go ahead and step down. I had to go under this and we're gonna go see the Aqua Theater. The Aqua Theater is home to beautiful water shows. They take place throughout the cruise, usually at night, but just know that this is an option if you're looking for a good show. You have to have reservations, but really it's a standing location. Like, they have standing rooms, so you could probably see the show if you're standing. You could sneak in a little bit after the show started because they have some seats. Then they have the rock climbing wall. Very good spot. Love it. And they have the Abyss, which is a slide that goes all the way from the tippy top of the ship all the way down here to deck 8. Aloha finally did it and she loved it. I will say that if you don't like flashing lights or darkness, this is probably not for you, but it does have, like, it's a dark tunnel with little flashing lights. So just be mindful of that if you want to try this. This is the chip wall, or at least that's what my girls call it, because they say that it looks like Pringle chips and they love to just climb that wall and they have a great time. Sometimes they sit all the way at the top and watch the shows at the bottom. This is Johnny Rockets. I'm sure you guys are familiar with Johnny Rockets. It is a 1950s themed burger spot. Johnny Rockets is also a specialty restaurant. You pay $16.99, but you do get a good amount of food. So just be mindful of that if you're reserving. This space is so beautiful. I absolutely love it. So pretty, so calming. This is definitely one of my favorite places. You see all of those rooms on the decks up there. That's my favorite place to stay. Anyways, so they have some shopping on this deck as well. They have this location where you can get clothes and bags and things like that. They also have a candy shop and it also has ice cream inside. The Sugar Beach location. Now, every Oasis class ship has something similar, but they're not all the same. This location has a bunch of candy and you could go to the wall and you can get candy from it. And then you could get some ice cream as well. This you have to pay for. But if you're looking for free ice cream, you could always go to the pool deck and they have free soft serve. So you don't have to pay for the ice cream. Anyways, so now we're going to head on back in because we got to discover some more. So as soon as we walk in, I want you to know that deck 7, which is the next floor up, is only stateroom. So we're going to go ahead and jump to deck 8. Deck 8 is home to a couple of locations as well. Deck 8 has Dazzle's nightclub, which is very jazzy. I wouldn't say that it's like a nightclub per se. I don't know. It just gives me like a blues club. So you have a live band playing at night. This is one of the locations that if you're hosting a huge family gathering or you want a location to rent on board so that it's a closed event, this is one of those spaces that you can rent out. It's a beautiful location. And it actually overlooks the boardwalk. So you can see the beautiful Symphony of the Seas sign, that beautiful band playing at night, the lights glistening. It is just a breathtaking location. So that is what Dazzle's is. It is a lot of jazz music. You can dance. It's a very beautiful, beautiful spot. Now, I know health is a big thing, especially if you're cruising. You don't want to catch anything. They have these Purell stands almost everywhere. So just go ahead and wash your hands thoroughly. As you can see, there's another one right there. But just make sure that you're constantly sanitizing your hands, cleaning after you go to any spot, and this will help you a lot. Anyways, now we're moving on over to the outside part of Deck 8, which is the home of Central Park. They have little umbrellas on the stand here. We have caught rain a couple of times at Central Park when it's raining and you're in the middle of it and you don't want to leave because it's so beautiful, especially at night. Go ahead and grab an umbrella. They have plenty of them for everyone. Anyways, so we're stopping by this first little section. You can play a whole bunch of games. They have like the tables are actually like the game board pieces, and then they have all the pieces up top. It's a great little way to spend an hour just relaxing. They have this sound of like little birds and nature, so it's just very relaxing and calming. They have a bunch of specialty restaurants on this floor. So it's very important that you look at the menus. Again, I've mentioned it a couple of times, but I do a whole video dedicated to these restaurants. Now there's two ways you could go, right or left. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go through the right, and then I'll just whoop right around and show you the rest. Up first, we have 150 Central Park. 150 Central Park is a specialty restaurant, which means you have to pay. Now, I talk about whether each of these restaurants serves lunch and dinner or just dinner. But all I can tell you is as long as we are docked on port, chances are they may not open early morning. So you're looking at possibly opening around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So just be mindful of that and watch my video so you get exact times as to when you can visit these restaurants. Anyways, this is the rising tide. Remember that I talked to you about it, how we were downstairs and now we're upstairs in deck 8. This is the rising tide, so you can take a look at that there. That's what it looks like. Anyways, we're going to keep on walking and we're going to do what I said before. We're going to swoop. I'm pointing at the grass at this point because this is one of the major spots for hidden ducks. You don't know what hidden ducks is? I have another video talking about hidden ducks, but basically people take little ducks and they hide them all over the cruise ship. And if you find them, you can keep them or rehide them. We are duck collectors. We love hunting for ducks. This is a huge deal for us. Anyways, we wrapped around. I'm looking in the grass to make sure I don't miss any little ducks. And now we have hit Chops Grill. Chops Grill is a beautiful restaurant. It does have options of dining inside or out. They have things like filet mignon. There's a lot of options on the menu for Chops Grill. So I'm going to show you guys the menu. You can stop it, pause it, take a look at it. But there's a lot of options. This is another specialty restaurant, so you do have to pay. Be mindful of that. But if you want to go to the main dining room and be with the whole family, but you want a good filet mignon, you can actually request for Chops Grill to send that filet mignon over to the main dining room, and you can eat with your family and still have your filet mignon. As you can see over the left-hand side, they have the Trellis Bar. The Trellis Bar is another location where you can pick up a nice drink. And as you can see, there's two pathways again. We're going to go through this. It's like a little hidden garden. This place is so incredibly beautiful because you can hide under the shade and you can hear all the little birds chirping. I see so many people bring a good book and then they sit down. There's like a little specific nook I'm going to show you right now, but you can sit there and you could read your book in peace. That's the little nook right there. You see it? It's absolutely spectacular. And that glass that you see, you look down and you can see deck 5. You can see the promenade of people walking around. Anyways, so we continue to walk and we're going to hit Jamie's Italian. Jamie's Italian is an Italian restaurant, also specialty, which means you have to pay. Jamie's Italian is a good spot. There's certain items on the menu we loved. The brownie for dessert, oh my God, so good. And they have chicken lollipops that are for the kids menu, but we really like them. Anyways, here's the menu. Take a look, pause it if you have to, but just enjoy what they have. Now we are leaving Jamie's Italian, and right across from us, we have another area for you to sit down and relax. They have beautiful little tables. You can bring food from places like Park Cafe, and you can sit down there and just enjoy it there. Park Cafe is completely free. Park Cafe offers breakfast and lunch. These are their hours of operation, but just for you to be mindful, they don't serve dinner. But they do have a lot of very healthy options. This is the place I usually go to right when I board the ship that I'm like, I'm going to eat super healthy this cruise. Yeah. Anyways, they have a lot of wraps. They have a lot of paninis. They have fresh fruit, oranges, apples, bananas, pears. They have very delicate little desserts, and they have roast beef. Now they do have heaters here. So you can go ahead and get like a nice little panini, get it warmed, very delicious. Anyways, they also have a salad bar. The salad is spectacular and they have so many toppings that it really makes you want to eat salad. I don't know if it's all the options, but it really is incredible. This place is completely free. They have little teas here that are free. They have little beverages that are free. Anything that you buy, like coffee or certain things like Starbucks coffee, things like that, you have to pay for. But other than that, everything in there is for free. Now, again, we're faced with another option. Do we go left or we go right? I decided to go right. Let's see what they have over here. A lot of seating so you can relax. And we're about to hit a place called Vintages. Vintages is a wine bar. They do a lot of taste testing from wines all over the world. This is definitely something for adults and not something that I like. Again, I'm not a drinker, so I can't speak on it, but it's a great spot if you love a good bottle of wine, things like that. Very relaxing. Now we are heading to the opposite side. Remember, we could go right or left. Okay, now we're going to do a little loop. We have Bulgari here, Hublot. They have some pretty high-end stores here, and also Cartier. If you want to take a look inside the store, these stores are usually empty. I don't know if it's because people miss them or if because people are shopping at the Regalia downstairs on deck 5. But these stores are usually very empty, and very seldom do I see them open. So I'm not quite sure, but they do have beautiful items. Just you have to be willing to drop some coin for that. Anyways, we're going back inside, and we're going to be taking a little trip on the elevator to the next floor. As you can see, deck 9 is Dazzles, which is the second floor that we saw for the jazz club. Then 10, 11, those are staterooms. So we're going to jump into 12, which is the location for Wonderland. Once you get off the elevator, you are greeted with a beautiful wall of what looks like vines and trees. This is Wonderland. Wonderland is a specialty restaurant that is dedicated to an immersive experience, a culinary experience. They do things that have to do with earth, sea, fire, sun, things like that. And all of the food that they provide is almost like magical. It's like if you're Alice in Wonderland, even down to what they wear, it's magical. Take a look at the entrance. It really makes you feel like you're in a completely different world. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I do not like the food at Wonderland. I've visited Wonderland, I'd like to say about 5 times, truthfully because my girls enjoy the immersive experience. Just the decor, the lights, everything is so magical. They have a door in the front, and you're supposed to kind of walk through the door, and you walk from the outside, like the ship, to this immersive and really cool, whimsical land. Everything here is spectacular about the decor and the presentation. Just take a look at the menu. Everyone is given a picture frame. They have to dip their brush in water, and they have to brush on the picture. Once you do, the menu pops out. So you can imagine how kids react when they have to go through this. This is so cool for them. And I'll admit it's cool for me too. But when it came down to the actual dining experience, I just wasn't a fan. I'm not a fan of any of the items that they had for food. I'm not saying it was horrible. If you're looking to enjoy all of the dining experience and you want to visit all of them, go for it. I recommend the experience. Just not a big fan of the food. Anyways, they have a bar up top, but where you eat is actually downstairs. So you would be taking some stairs and going downstairs to enjoy your food. They have like all this lounge area to sit down. But look at this, how cool. It's really, really neat. Everybody's in costume when they come see you. There is an Alice running around. There is a Mad Hatter, which is the one who comes to your table to talk to you. It's a super cool experience. Just not my cup of tea. So there you have it. This is Wonderland. I don't want to discourage anyone from trying new experiences, especially culinary experiences. If you're going on this ship and you want to try everything, I say go for it. The presentation is incredible. The experience is one of a kind. I'm just not a fan of the food. Anyways, so we're going to jump to deck 14 because just like skyscrapers and hotels, there's no deck 13 aboard a cruise ship. So here on deck 14, we're going to go ahead and see a couple of things. We have 7 Hearts, which is like a card and board game room. You can go to this location. You have to wave your hand in front of the sensor. And this location has tables. You can play card games. They have a whole bunch of like board games. This is another great spot to read. Just be mindful that if people are playing, it's not going to be very calm and quiet. There was one gentleman in the back and he was in peace because there was nobody on board. We were actually docked this day at a port. Anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to walk across all the rooms because on the other side of deck 14, we have two things going on, the kids club, and we also have an escape room, which is super cool. We've done this escape room twice already, and it is pretty exciting. So we have reached the Adventure Ocean Club for kids. Just like you see the Adventure Ocean Club, right next to it, you're going to see the Rubicon or the escape room. Now, I don't want to tell you too much about it because it's going to be part of the experience to hear the whole story, but just know this is an escape room. There is a fee to be able to participate. We've done this escape room twice and it has gotten us both times. It's like we forgot completely what we had to do. So it's really, really good. I highly recommend it for the whole family to participate in. Anyways, as soon as you walk into the Adventure Ocean, you could either go right or left. Let's go right. Now you're going to see a lot of differences. If you've seen my other video, the Oasis of the Seas tour of the ship, you're going to be completely taken aback. And I'll tell you why now. So this is one of the rooms. This is for babies. They were currently taking a nap. In this particular area, this is what I'm talking about. On the Oasis of the Seas, if you've seen my video, the Oasis of the Seas has an area just like this, and it is full of slides and just incredible play area. I feel like it's lacking on this ship. Now, I am aware that the Oasis of the Seas is much older, and they did put down a whole bunch of money, millions actually, to refurbish certain areas on the ship. But I feel like the Symphony needs a little facelift. Like that area for the kids, it's a definite must. Anyways, once you continue the circle, you're going to see that there's other rooms for different age groups. This is the Octonauts. This is for 3 to 5-year-olds. I really like this area just because on the Oasis, which they refurbished, all the kids are behind walls. So you really can't see what the kids are doing. Here, on the Symphony, you are able, because it's completely open area, so you can see what the kids are doing at any time. This is the Octonauts. Right across from the Octonauts is the Imagination Studio. This is an art club. They have a little sign on the front of the door that talks about all the times that they're going to have art activities or family-led activities. Family-led means that there's going to be nobody guiding you. You are going to have kind of like a model on display. So we did family-led snakes, as you can see all the way at the top right there, the little yellow and green ones, and they put them on display and they put all the materials on the desk, and we had to figure out how to make it. But they have other art activities that you could do with them there. I felt that the activities on the Oasis were better though. Anyways, let's jump on over to the other side. Over here, we have the Explorers, and it's from 6 to 8 years old. Again, I'm going to show you how cool it looks to be able to walk in and see everything. Again, on the Oasis of the Seas, a lot of things were behind walls, which I did not like. I was not a fan of at all. Now, I've had a lot of people ask me, do you leave your girls at the kids club? My answer is no. I don't leave them, but that's just me, my preference. I know that this is like a big relief for parents to be able to drop them off in a place where the kids are going to have fun, and they can go ahead and get their massages or do things like that. But up next, we have Voyagers. This is from 9 to 11 years old. This is another room, just like the other two that you saw, completely open area concept. You can see what your kids are doing at any given time, which is really, really cool. Anyways, now we're going to head back. And there's another area I want to discover, and it is the science lab. Now, the science lab, for some reason, is always closed. It's really hard for me to get in. There was one point where I was able to open it, and I went in, and it was just magnificent. A great little exploration. I am a mom of girls who love STEM, so this is something really, really cool to be able to see something like this on a ship. So we're going to continue exploring, and as you exit, you're going to see that there's restrooms on both sides. They're facing each other. Those are family restrooms that you can use. Up next, we have the Adventure Ocean Theater. The Adventure Ocean Theater is dedicated to two things: the Up and Away puppet show. It's completely glow in the dark. It's a super cool experience. I've seen adults go in there just because they want to relax, and they end up loving the puppet show. Like, it's super cool. They don't even have kids. They just want to see the puppet show. And they also have movie showings. We saw The Little Mermaid, and we've seen a couple. They do great little screenings for movies throughout the day. It's really cool. Now we are heading up to deck 15. On deck 15, you can find the solarium and the solarium bistro. Now, there is a big difference between the solarium and the solarium bistro. Let me get to explaining. So the solarium bistro is actually a place where you can stop by and eat. They serve lunch and they serve breakfast daily. Great options for food. Very, very good. Now, the Solarium Bistro is available to you and your children. However, the Solarium Bistro is kind of like, imagine if you are sitting poolside and there's a little restaurant next to the pool. Okay, you can't get into the pool here because this pool and this spa area is dedicated solely to adults 18 and over. As you can see here, these double doors open and you are in the adults only section. They have delicious little beds here. I love to take naps here. It's just so pretty. You can see the ocean. They have seats, they have a jacuzzi, and they have a pool area just for adults. So there's no kids, throwing things, playing around. This is strictly for adults. And they have a little like a towel section. Now, I'm going to take you directly in front of the bistro so that you can see how it's kind of like divided just by the glass doors. They even have a bar over there, as you can see. That super cool sculptural piece is kind of on top of a bar. Now, once you go into this area, you have complete access to the bistro. That's the bistro right there. So you can walk in, you're sitting poolside, you could go in, you could grab some snacks, some food. It's absolutely delicious. However, children cannot go outside of these glass doors, meaning they can only go inside and eat, and then they have to go back into the ship. They can't exit or be in the adults only section. So I just wanted you to know this. The food at the bistro is completely free, so you don't have to worry about paying for any of it, but just know. They also have breakfast in there. It's a good breakfast as well. Once you leave the solarium area, you're going to see that they have other options as well for the whole family. They have jacuzzis here. Look at that beautiful site. It's incredible. They have jacuzzis here. They have pool areas. They have bathrooms. They have slides. I'm going to go ahead and just stop talking and let you see everything they have on this floor, including the slides. So once you walk to the other side of the ship, you're going to start to see a whole bunch of action as far as different locations. There's two right here. If you walk in through the sliding doors, there's unboxed, and then there's an arcade. I'm going to start with the arcade, and then I'll move on over to unboxed. The arcade is the second one on board. The first one is on the Boardwalk, Deck 6, which I showed you, the one that is connected to Playmakers, the restaurant. And now this one is completely standalone. It is pretty cool. It has a lot of area for fun. One of our favorite machines is actually the air hockey Pac-Man machine. It's so crazy. It's so much fun. They also have little ducks in here. So if you didn't bring ducks and you want to feel like you're part of it, you could always like play the little claw machine where you get 2 or 3 ducks and then you can hide them. But it's a lot of fun. And then this is the prize hub. So here, once you play games, you accumulate points. You can wave your card. It says how many points you have accumulated, and then you can just win a prize. You can also get credits on this screen, apply for how many credits you want, and you receive that. Then across is unboxed. Unboxed is almost like a little miniature CVS or Walgreens inside of a vending machine. So you have everything from deodorant, sunblock, chapstick, Tylenol, everything you can imagine that you would need on a ship, you can find here. A lot of the times we may have left our toothbrush at home. Don't worry, you can get it here. Toothpaste, deodorant. I mean, everything is in these little boxes. They even have charging stations. So let's say you're sitting out here, your phone died, you could go in, pay, and you can charge your phone and it locks it up so nobody can take it. Then you have the soft serve machines. This is ice cream that is free as long as they're open. They open really early in the morning and close around 5-6 p.m. But just know that there's free ice cream if you want it. You don't have to pay for it. This is my favorite spot to eat on any ship that has it. It's a local fresh. It's Mexican food, but it's buffet style, and it is absolutely free. They have everything from bean burritos to nachos. You can make your own nacho bel grandes. That's my favorite thing to do. I get these nachos. I drizzle some cheese. I drizzle some chicken. I add some lettuce, guac, everything they have in their salsa bar. Delicious. Is my favorite spot. And I thought I was the only one, but no, everyone in my family is like, that place is amazing. Look at the salsa bar. Oh my God, so good. Here, as soon as you step out of the area of a local fresh Mexican buffet, you start to see all the sport areas. This is the basketball court, but you can play pickleball here. They do volleyball tournaments, basketball, of course, soccer. They do a lot of sports in this area. And aside from that, they have more opportunities for sports towards the back. We have reached the flow riders. There's 2 of them. There's one on this side and one on the opposing side. They use this a lot for, like, one will be for boogie boarding, the other one will be for surfing. They even offer lessons. It's definitely one of those things that you have to check off your list when you get here. It's so cool and so fun and refreshing, of course. This is the Abyss. This is a slide that Aloha tried for the first time. I've done it. Again, it's very dark in there. There's flashing lights. So if you don't like it, I suggest steer clear. They have a little bar up here as well. And here is our second flow rider. Now there's some more sports here. Very important that you are mindful. Look, they even have a little shower here. But very important that you're mindful because a lot of things have weight and height requirements. Zip lining is one of those things. I believe you have to be 75 pounds to ride it, and you have to be that tall. If you're not that tall or under 75 pounds, they will not allow you to do it. Aloha did it. And the reason I mention Aloha is because if you have children and you're unsure, my daughter did it. She is 80 pounds. So she was right there. She was able to do it. She loved it. This is the miniature golf section. A great little spot for you to do some family activities. It gets very, very, very hot there. And I don't know if it's the ocean. I don't know if it's the flow rider, but the humidity is incredible. So just be mindful of that. It so happens that when we went, we were able to enjoy a nice little breeze and it was good, but every other day was just boiling hot. They even have some table tennis behind these little glass doors. And over on that side is the teen section. I'm going to take you inside so you can see it for yourself. This is the little area where you can play table tennis. It's a lot of fun. Done that many times with my husband. It's pretty cool. It's a nice little area too. So we just passed another ice cream spot, but we're going inside of the cruise now because we're heading into the living room. This is the location for the preteens and teens. So just as you can see here, it's from 12 to 17 years old. Now this is unsupervised, which means your 12-year-old is going to be with a 17-year-old. I urge parents to make sure that they're aware of this, because if you send your 12-year-old to the living room, which is the kids or the preteens and teens club, they will be alone. There's really, I didn't see anybody there. I did stop by one time and I saw a gentleman who I believe was there to either pick up some items or prepare something, but usually the teens are running around the ship on their own. So just be mindful of that. But it is from 12 years old to 17 years old. And again, this is an area that is completely unsupervised, as you can see right here. Welcome to the unsupervised Port Zone Lounge. Up next, our final floor for the tour, Deck 16, which is home to the Windjammer. I have to admit, we love the Windjammer around here. The Windjammer is home to breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day, and everything is completely free. I will say that I highly encourage for everyone to have breakfast at least one time, lunch at least one time, and dinner at least one time here at the Windjammer. The food options are incredible, and I love the portions that you can get here. If you're looking for a little bit extra or a little bit less, it's completely up to you. I absolutely adore all the food that they have here, and I just think it's a great place. You're able to walk in and enjoy food at any given time. So it's not like you have to wait for dinner time to enjoy it, or you have to wait for lunch. I mean, they're open super, super early in the morning. I can't remember if it was 6 or 7 for breakfast. You have to watch our video regarding food for that. But they open until super late, and the transitional period between breakfast and lunch and dinner is very quick. So you're able to enjoy. But here, take a look at the Windjammer, and I'll see you right back after. And for the final spot of our tour, we are headed to Hooked. Hooked is on deck 16 as well. It's just on the opposing side of the Windjammer. So one is in the front of the ship and the other one is in the back. This is Hooked. It is a seafood restaurant. They have delicious food. As far as taste goes, this is probably up there with some of the best food on the ship. Now it has this beautiful, almost like boathouse feel. The decorations, the decor, the furniture, everything is just so fresh. You have a seafood bar right in the center, and here they prepare the oysters and the shrimp. It's just very, very pretty, very delicate. I absolutely love this restaurant. This is a specialty restaurant, which means you are going to have to pay to dine here. So I'm just going to go ahead and give you a little brief tour so you can see everything from the flooring to the draping to the decor, the roof, everything. I just want you to take a look. Here I start to mention how this is the table that we sit at every time we dine here. We've dined here about 3 times, and it's just spectacular. Everything from the color scheme of the chairs. It's just, oh my God, I love it so much. And then down below, that's the Solarium Bistro. That's the one I was talking about that you can eat with your kids there, but you can't go outside with your kids because that area you see out there is just for adults 18 and over. So just giving you a little look into that so you can see the difference in the actual building and how it's set up. This floor up here is completely different from that floor down there. So as soon as we headed out, I wanted to show you that there is a deck 17. However, deck 17 is home to the suites and the suites lounge. They also have a coastal kitchen, but the coastal kitchen is solely for the members of the suites and for Pinnacle Club members. So we won't be visiting that today. So I hope you all enjoyed that full tour. I did try to capture as much as I could to showcase to you guys. If you have any cruising questions, please do not hesitate to ask. I always answer all the questions. Not everyone is a cruiser, and I understand that, but if you're interested or you're curious as to what cruising is like, I will always guide and help to the best of my ability. You can comment down below. You can follow me on Instagram at Tea Time with Aloha and Coco, and I'll be sure to help you out as best as I can. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna go ahead and continue the adventure. My girls are waiting for me and I want to have fun. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you all in our next video. But until then, don't forget to stay magical.